What's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. So in today's video, it's Monday, which means I'm going to do an analysis video. So this week, I'm mainly focusing on GU, GJ, and Euro Pound. So I'm going to be taking you through my analysis on those three pairs. So yeah, let's get straight into it, and I'll go through GU first. So what I'm seeing on GU, on the daily time frame, we are still bullish in terms of the structure. So if we just look, we have price printed this higher low and this higher high. We had this breaker structure on the daily time frame just here. Price made this very impulsive move up, and now in the past few weeks, we have been very correctively coming back down to fill in this imbalance. And on Friday, just before NFP, we tapped into this extreme area of demand. This one just here. As you can see, this was an imbalanced area of demand, which was left over from this push up, and it was at the extreme of the current bullish leg, meaning it was at the bottom of the leg of the trend. So from this swing low to this swing high. And then just before NFP, if we go to the lower time frames, on the 1 hour time frame, we have broken structure. We were printing a series of lower lows and lower highs in this range here. And then just before NFP, after price tapped into our level of demand, we had this change of character just here. Price broke the structure. And during NFP, we had this this news wick down into the imbalance. So a lot of the times when you see this with news, particularly NFP or CPI or very high impact news events, you see price create an area of supply or demand. But these news areas of supply and demand do not often hold, and they are normally just areas of liquidity that will be taken. So what I noticed was that we had this area of hourly demand just below, which the NFP wick kind of induced. So a lot of people now will probably be looking at this sort of region for their buy positions, since this was the area of demand which broke structure. However, like I mentioned, this was caused by news, and so that invalidates it for me. A more high probability area to look at, in my opinion, is this one below, as we have liquidity above. It left over this imbalance, which was only partially filled, and it also led to this breaker structure just here. So going into this week, I'll be looking at buy in GU if we can come into this POI. And then first target will be this area of liquidity just up here. And the second target will be this 4 hour level of supply just here. So that's my overall target for this week. At this sort of region, you may see a pullback, but if price does come to this level, I think it is more than likely that we will break it and continue all the way back up to take out this high. Just following the overall higher time frame trend, that is. Obviously, the higher time frame trend could break. But for the moment, just focusing on this higher time frame trend and going with the trend up to one of these sort of levels. So if we go to Euro Pound now. Get up a clean chart. Okay, so on Euro Pound, looking at the daily time frame first of all, and just focusing on this, price tapped into a higher time frame level to the left. We had a daily sweep of this sort of support area where people were buying. As you can see, we impulsively took that. Most people would have probably been seeing that as a break of structure, but we swept the liquidity, and then price came up on the daily time frame, taking out this most recent high. That's our change of character on the daily time frame. We then pulled back into a discounted level of demand, which was this sort of region. Once price pushed into that area of demand, sweeping the early buyers just above it, we had our hourly change of character just here. And price has begun to sort of generate some sort of trend line liquidity above this imbalanced area. And the main area that I'm going to be looking at, since we are now bullish, I'm looking for the buys. And the main area I'm going to be looking at is this 3 hour level of demand. just here, which was left unmitigated by this move up. We have liquidity above, and it also swept liquidity to the left. Obviously, however, this is a very big area. So what I'm going to do is refine it. And I have refined it to this 30-minute candle just here, as this was the area of demand which swept all the liquidity to the left and created this imbalance. And obviously we now have all of this liquidity being engineered above it as well. So yeah, if price comes back down into this sort of area, it will be quite an optimal area to look for those buy positions. And as for targets, I think more than likely euro pound now will head towards this high at 0.87. I don't see it reversing and turning bearish from where it currently is, because we're not in really any significant areas. Also, on top of that, this high induced this level of supply just here. We didn't actually tap it. It looks very close, but we never actually came into it. So I think more than likely, before we see any sort of rollover to the downside, price will come back, take out this area of sell side liquidity, so all of the sellers are out of the market before then the real sell move happens. So yeah, that's really it for euro pound. Not looking at the sells, but I'm waiting for buys at this potential area down here if price can pull all the way back. Last pair then I wanted to look at was GJ. We'll go on this broker. So GJ is presenting quite a nice setup at the moment. Just looking at this price action right here, we have price has shifted from this bullish structure to bearish structure. And the moment where that happened was when we sort of had these higher lows forming. Price then rolled over, taking out all of the areas of demand and forming a sort of supply chain. To make the picture clear, we'll highlight this as the change of character, as this was sort of like the major daily area of bullish structure, or the most recent higher low. We then had a further break of structure just here where price broke the low, pulled back, and then we had the break of this low. We then had this sort of area of liquidity just here. And this area of liquidity was generated below an area of supply, which price then came back, tapped into. And last week we began to show some very nice bearish order flow coming out of that level of supply. So as for long-term targets now, I am looking for sells, since price has taken this sell side liquidity and shown us clear intention to the downside. My overall target for this will be this low at around 176. The reason being, if we go on the daily, price induced an area of daily demand just here with that daily wick. At the moment, price hasn't really tapped into any significant areas, which may cause price to reverse and come up and take the high. I think before this high goes, price will most likely have to take out some more liquidity first of all. And a major area of liquidity is obviously this wick resting above that area of daily demand. But if we go back to the lower time frames and just focus on the current price action, as you can see, once price came into this level of supply that I highlighted, we had a sweep of the initial sells from the level with this wick. Price came up, retested the wick. Then we had a break of structure just here. Obviously, this is the internal trend, not the main trend. We've had a change of character. Price then pulled back, swept these sellers with this candle, and then we had that further break of structure just here. So what I'll be waiting for now is to see if price can pull back into a premium level of supply. So for me, I'm interested in this level. If price can pull all the way back to this level, I'll be looking for confirmation sells back down to take out this wick here at 176. May not hold all the way, and we might be able to get in multiple different positions, securing profits along the way. So if I just draw on this, so I'll be looking for something like this. First target will probably be this low, but ultimately I do see price head into at least this area of demand at 179 and also to 176 later on as well. So yeah, that's it for GJ. very nice setup lining up. If we do that, get that clean confirmation, this area of supply also swept liquidity, like I said, making it a very strong level to go off. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you found this video useful. Make sure to like, subscribe, and also comment what pairs you're looking at for the week ahead and what direction you're looking at taking the pairs. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.